We gonna get copyright for that one. Poor guy.
Oh, gracious.
Yeah, he got millions. That's the
It's
couple.
alright, and he gonna have millions too fucking with us, because we're gonna review him one day, because I don't like that challenge.
Yo, I hear that.
Wawa.
What's up, Cancel Podcast? It's the Blacksons here. We got Mahelia in her beautiful rebirth dress.
Because I've been killing them for the past 8 hours, myself included. She is dead and fucking buried. This is what niggas do to you, only when you do what I do to niggas. I'm the type of bitch that I let a nigga feel like he got power. You wanna know why? Because I have a shot collar. You can think you're free, but the minute you step off the porch, bzzz, and I cry for you. Just like Jesus wept.
Listen,
You like my dress?
I might be surprised, but you shouldn't be. She speak with the best of them. So, on that note, today we're going to start with a little personal story from me, but this is going to be a quick episode, y'all. We're going to have 3 topics we're going to tackle after this from myself, and Mahelia will let us know if she has anything on our agenda. My 3 topics will be off the top of my head. Yes, alright. Because it's going to be a short one, intro's kind of all over the place. I was working ahead yesterday.
This is how we go.
I was working ahead yesterday, y'all. So consider this episode part 1 to our part 2, which will be done on.
This is the prelude to part 1.
Yep. Part 2 don't matter when it's going to be done for y'all. Y'all going to see it. How about that? So on that note, what part 1 is going to include? These topics, per se, these little speech bubbles, if you will, I'm going to be using, are all dragged from S&G. Shout out. So, in part 1, we are going to...
You're my guy. I like James, but I love you because you stay on his heels.
Facts.
And you're the real fucking troll.
Listen, I'm not going to spill the secret sauce. So, on that note, these topics, in part 1, we're going to be discussing them amongst ourselves. And then in part 2... I'm going to get that record app popping, and we're going to react to said videos and see what was happening. You know what I'm saying? See if we hit the magic, miss the magic, and give our reaction. So, we're going to jump into it first with my story. We'll cycle back around to the topics. I realize I haven't mentioned them. But,
if y'all here, y'all here. You want to get it, wait till it drop. He ain't even get to the diamond yet.
I didn't even get to the diamond yet. So, we were talking about mental breakdowns before we recorded this. And my little mental breakdown story is I used to be a supervisor at the Big Old Goose. Shout out Goose Pride. If you know, you know. And at the job, I had just made supervisor. And their trial by fire is overnight. So my first shift outside of like the normal like afternoon shift when I was a regular crew member was as a supervisor on an overnight shift. Lovely. So
hands where they can see them and engage them. You move them, but they gotta see it.
So overnight supervisor position. Lovely. So the trial by fire actually wasn't that bad. Turns out I was bitching for no reason. 3 minutes ain't too early. So on that note, this is where the mental breakdown kicks in. So I had only been a supervisor for about a little over a month or 2. And I did the unthinkable. I didn't card someone. Got fired for it. However, we're going to backtrack a little bit because we're talking about mental breakdowns. And the theme of my story is, I know it sounds like it's all over the place. I do that a lot. The theme of my story is, it must be a familial thing. Meet the Blacksons. So, bada bing, bada boom. The theme of my story is, my mental breakdown is, I was kind of relieved when I got fired. Now,
hey, look in the mirror, do you lie to yourself? If you do, please stop.
Listen, I'm kind of a workaholic, so when I'm working, I'm there to work. I'm bad, I don't even be checking my phone, regardless if it's an emergency. I've been known to be a sucker for that. So, on that note, I had kind of devoted my all into my job. And I'm also superb at autopilot. So while it may look like I'm completely invested, that's surface level. That's surface level. I was invested in my job to divert from my deeper problems, okay?
I like it.
And it worked at an employee level because there's not too many things for you to juggle on autopilot. At a supervisor level, however, this is when I knew I fucked up, y'all. My boss told me, at least I was hoping for every other night, like a shower, you know what I'm saying? You can get away with every other day. My boss said at the end of every shift, I should have checked my email at least once. I don't check my email in real life once a month.
I'm gonna tell you how bad it is, right? Not on cutting off, but on real communication and connection. I haven't checked my email before 3 weeks ago in 5 years. I had 30,000 emails, and on God, only 100 of them was important.
Facts.
Spam, my guy. I don't care if they thought it was important. To me, spam.
And that's how I got the 30,000. Just like that. And so on that note, what I'm hearing is autopilot ain't gonna be autopiloting. So I'm gonna be real with y'all, right? I managed to keep up with the once a shift thing for like a week. Because I'm not gonna hold you, we was in like a cycle period, like a transition period would be a better word. Some things was changing with the store, so I actually had to keep the information abreast. Even though I wasn't really a part of the management team at the moment. I was only supervising, y'all. I was not in charge of anything.
Me too. Don't cancel us.
Bada bing, bada boom. So I'm gonna skip the fluff. The point is, I only been doing this for over a month. Autopilot wasn't working. There was too many skills I had to manage to be juggling without actively paying attention. It was always something. I just told y'all I'm a workaholic. Every time I go there, my goal is to work. Even if I take a smoke break, it has to be within 2 hours of my shift because I have to feel like I have got a foundation for my shift done first before I fuck around. So on that note, every freaking morning, y'all, for that whole week I was on overnight, there was one thing. It might not be two. I might have brushed it up so it wasn't two the following morning, but there was always one thing that the morning manager had to say about the shift before I went.
He had to say one thing too, y'all. You know what he was thinking? He didn't say it. I'm not sure. I'm not going to assume. He was thinking.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, and that's what let me know autopilot wasn't working. Because it's not like they were saying something to me. It was like, yo bro, I just did my code check. There were 3 applesauces that were coded in the exhibition jar. I was like, well damn, I did that myself. It was just the 3 applesauces? Yeah, you cooked on everything else, but them 3 applesauces, they was out of date by like 3 days. God
so
damn, how I missed that?
Is you're being petty. So everything else minus 3 equals you're an asshole.
Yo.
That's just me.
Yo, tell me it's not every job that overnight is always the problem. Whether you're on first or second shift, overnight is always the problem until you reach overnight and you realize it's first shift. But we're going to leave it at that. On that note, after like a month, I finally got cycled out of my overnight and afternoon shift into my overnight first shift. Sounds insane. It is insane. So here's the mental breakdown, y'all. For a month straight, I did not know who I was outside of supervisor. I'm not going to cap. I went to work. I came back.
And handsome in a purple shirt.
Listen, the purple shirt kept me alive. I still got that purple shirt. So, on that note, outside of supervisor, I was losing my identity. And it was funny because I was on autopilot. I was on autopilot.
That's identified as a pilot.
Hilarious. So, this is how bad it was, y'all. I spent my waking moments away from work thinking about how long I had before work.
And when I was at work, think about how long until I got to go home.
Just like that. Listen, y'all. You ever not count the first hour so it don't sound as bad in your head when you count the rest? Like, I can't start counting until 5 p.m. because I don't get off till 11 p.m. So it got to make sense. You know what I'm saying?
LMA, 10,000 hours. Please look it up. Every second adds up to a minute. 10,000 hours.
We're going to have to research that after this. I don't want to get too carried away, y'all. We are at the 10-minute mark with my story, so I will now focus fire. We are here. It is the evening before my first morning shift. I had just did an afternoon. So I just got off. I had just got off at 11. It's like 12 now. I have to be back to work at frickin' 7.
Third on double.
And then they called me and said, actually, We're not gonna have someone here at 7. Can you be here at 6?
Double in the favor.
Double in the favor. So of course, I aim to please. Absolutely.
Fuck no, but you called.
Listen, I'm glad we got my inner voice here with me. So I'm like, bet that means all the BS I was planning to do for the next hour and a half, realistically 3 hours, because I had that rebellious streak in me, we're going to cut down to an hour.
And now I'm really pissed because I don't have no time to smoke because I already don't want to be there. I wasn't trying to go, but now I got to go in early, so my smoke has ended early, and I was supposed to smoke 30 minutes ago.
Full circle, I was supposed to smoke an hour ago. I spent an hour trying to be a person again. So, just watching videos play in the background. Y'all ever do that? So, I lay down, and I'm also an insomniac. Shout out to y'all with speech impediments, and shout out to Stephen King if y'all have seen the book Insomniac, I think it is. 1,000 pages.
Watch Thinner.
Ooh.
Great fucking movie.
I'm gonna have to. So, on that note, y'all, here is where the breakdown gets breakdowning. So I'm an insomniac. I usually have to have something like white noise playing or like tire myself out mentally, unless I'm going to be sitting there for an hour before I actually even think about drifting off to sleep. I know, but because by now I've BS'd for an hour and a half, it's 1:30. So now I have like 3.5 hours realistically to get up to sleep before I have to get up, get dressed, and get ready for work. Especially because I'm going in to a hostile work environment. It's going to be chaotic. Somebody's not supposed to be there. That means we crunching.
And
So,
the hostility.
I'm definitely the hostility, y'all. I'm not a morning person. I don't know if you noticed. So, on that note, I go to lay down, and I wasn't necessarily calm prior to this, but I was resigned, if you know what I mean. The minute I closed my eyes, I'm not gonna lie to you, I started hyperventilating. Like, my chest started rising and falling super fast. I started gasping for air. Like, listen, it was really bad. I really started having a full-blown panic attack. And here's when you know life has gotten rough, right? So in the midst of my panic attack, because my inner voice wasn't there with me, I had to do it myself. I'm like, bro, you have now 3 hours to get some sleep. Do you have time for this panic attack? How about you, like, maybe this video is distracting you or something. You got a lot of distractions going on, and I'm still hyperventilating, y'all.
And then
Eyes
I'm
closed.
wondering if maybe this job is one of my fucking distractions.
It's so funny because maybe you should have been my real Gemini Cricket, because that was never one of my thoughts. This is what happened, y'all. Play by play. The minute I realized my panic attack was erasing time from my sleep, it's going to sound nonsensical to y'all because this is not really how psychology works. I stopped my panic attack.
It is. Finish your statement. I apologize to my brother and to the viewers. It fucking is. And I had the same thing. The universe is crazy. Come on, bro, cook.
I stopped my panic attack and went to sleep.
So, mental breakdowns. My mental breakdown as a bitch had to do with a nigga. I quit the nigga, but what I really did was activate his shock collar. And I mourned the good person in me. Because, oh, have I been shocking. Neither here nor there. You like my dress? Mental breakdown. The other day, I used none of your business to make myself a schedule. This schedule was so flawless, it can't go wrong because I'm not a flaw. I'm a fluff, I'm an addition, etc. Got my schedule, working my schedule, now pull up at 1:30. On my schedule, spend time with your children, self-care, loving family attention. Pull up, 3 minutes late, I'm already racing in my mind. I did everything else right today. When it comes to my kids, I'm fucking up. Hear me, it's only 3 minutes. When it comes to my kids, I'm fucking up. That's crazy, I'm drawing. I get out my car. I'm here now. Don't worry about it. I walk up my steps, my door is fucking locked. Not only are you late to see your kids and made everything else a priority but them, you don't got your keys, my guy? What if it was an accident? So, you got the keys to the car, which going to get you the fuck away from them, but you don't got the keys to your house, that's going to put you closer? I'm racing. You know, my mind is pacing, my heart is racing, and my autopilot is wondering, are these my thoughts or is my body and mind attacking me? But none of that matters. What matters is I was 3 minutes late, now I'm 7 minutes late because I'm bullshitting with myself and fucking shadow boxing. So what do? I get my spare key. Where do I get it from? None of your fucking business. I get into the crib, I tell my kids, shut up. Don't judge me, just listen. Whatever you got going on is not important. What's important is our love. Get shoes and get outside. I'm pulling up. It didn't work that way. It never does with kids. Once we get in the car, I get 10 blocks away from my house. Nothing that was supposed to happen happened, but the only thing that keeps happening is fucking with my mind. I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm snapping, and I'm wondering why everything else was a priority and went together without a fucking hitch. But this right here, I'm struggling with. And I'm struggling with the fact that I can identify the struggle. My head will start hurting. I'm like, headache.
Oof.
Niggas who really tuned in, y'all saw it. I said, no, that's a toothache. I feel this shit in my temples. And when I went to touch my head, I said, you know what? That's not tender. That's reality. That's sensory. That's necessary. Your head don't hurt. Your fucking self hurts. You're self-hurting, my guy. You are overwhelming yourself with problems that only you see. I pulled my fucking car over. And I looked in my rearview mirror. I saw the cop that was mad because I cut him off. Pull me over if you want to, my guy. Take this car. Me and my nigga not even on 10 right now. Ha ha. But he went the other way. So I went the other way in my thoughts. I looked back in my rear view. I saw happy, noisy, uninvolved children. And what they were uninvolved with is all of my bullshit. Until it crashed on me. Because their thought was now, you are attacking yourself. And I attacked myself some more for even thinking to swing on me. Now my headache was in my temples, was in my knees, was in my toes, was in everything. This is how I am in my car. Like this. I can't see nothing, but I can feel every one of my kids looking at me. And I said to myself first, bitch, you crazy. You know you crazy, you come from crazy fucking people. The craziest part is you do what the fuck you want. Just like they do, even when it was to you. The second thing I thought is they watching you. Just like they always watching you. When you look in the mirror, do you lie to yourself? And I answer correctly. Yup. Do it one more time, bitch. Or do it for your kids. And I looked up in my rear view. All the pain I felt. And I said, FBG duck. Slide. And I put that shit on me. And I got the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
Because it was a mental breakdown.
And mind over matter is a thing.
Mm-hmm. And the only thing that mattered is that I kept my mind on the fact my kids was in the car.
Yo, it's so crazy how both of these stories come full circle because I got there the next morning and they fired me.
When I got to my block, my kids said, Mom, you got snacks for us? Yup. Mom, can we order pizza? Yup. They didn't even say bye. They took their shit and ran. I turned my car back into drive. I turned on LMA, 10,000 hours, and I pulled off on 30.
Just like that. And so, we have gotten the first part out of the way. We are now on our crunch, and I'll introduce the topics now. So the first one, and give me a second, y'all, because I wrote these down yesterday. I'm recording with my phone, and I didn't write it down like a jackass. So on that note, the first one that comes to mind is, what is a mistake you made you would make again? Your most embarrassing fear, and there was one that cooked, y'all.
Most embarrassing fear is it for me. When I answer the first one, it's going to be it for everybody else. Give us 3. We don't even need this. A bonus.
Oof. Alright, the last one. Romance is cool, but have you ever tried...
Listen, right? He started so he can go with the last because the best finish last. Which is not true because I always come first. And often, I'm the best. The largest. What's that nigga name? Big X the plug?
Oh, man.
Mahelia the plug. So, first question. What is a mistake that you made that you would make again?
Yep.
Right. Stealing, my guy. I steal IP. I steal batteries. I steal IP.
Yo, listen, y'all, listen. The answer isn't what threw me. I start dying because I thought she was just barring at first. It took me the third I steal to catch IP. Watch your lives out here in Big 2025.
48 rounds of power, level up.
Yo, you better.
I steal IP. It's a fucking law. Shout out to Trump.
Listen, man.
Mahelia Trump.
Just like that. We stealing y'all time. And
Melania, if you know, was really
Oof.
cancel us. It's law.
It's so funny because my answer is in the same vein. I was thinking about it yesterday. A mistake I would make again. Listen, y'all. In high school, I used to be hella late during senior year. Especially during senior year. Like, if I wasn't skipping, I was late. So, this one day, y'all, I left the crib at I got caught at 10:30, I think. So I ended up leaving. I'm a fast walker. The school was 40 minutes to an hour, average on foot.
You got there at 25.
Yeah. I was gonna be a little bit more modest, 30.
It's a Blackson thing.
Blackson, you know what I'm saying? So, as I'm walking, halfway into my journey, I'm cutting through an alley I normally wouldn't cut through, and I see $30 on the floor, y'all. Now, would I have found that $30 that I clearly just took from someone else if I was on time? No. And I also would be in class I wouldn't want to be.
letting him know. Sometimes why?
I was moving right, and from that day forward until I caught my intervention, I was moving that way.
My guy. Let's put this on set, right? It's not a topic, but he specifically said if I had something to say, I could say it. I'm saying it.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about these double standards, right?
Yes.
So you said, run that back for me. I'm big on words. Let's talk about what we not talk about.
The intervention?
That part.
So, my skipping and my lateness.
Okay, boom. Y'all want to know what he said? Rewind that shit. We on a timer because I was late yesterday, aka didn't show up. Boom. This is where we at. Niggas are tyrants.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you this. I'm a nigga first. Second of all, a tyrant will always find pretext for their fucking tyranny. And I won't say nothing else because you're not educated. You don't get it.
Listen, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Mahelia 1, Mohammed goddamn 0. Right at this point, Mohammed 0. All right. So if y'all keep it, all y'all who know the scoreboard, y'all drop that joint in the comments because that probably went over a lot of y'all heads and it shot me right in my heart. I wasn't wearing the best. I'm not gonna cap. So, mistakes you would repeat. We got drop 2 apiece at least. So another mistake I would repeat is stealing is really a good one, y'all. I'm really not gonna cap. Stealing is a good one.
Let us know what y'all was doing in the riots and what you wish you was doing in the riots. Drop that shit.
Yo, want to know a mistake I really would repeat every time, y'all? So, for y'all who don't know, I'm not going to make any bold statements because I'm probably going to cap. So, we jump into my medical history real quick. I have breathing issues. I also smoke. Fuck my breathing issues. On that note, once upon a time, I was couch surfing, and on said couch, there was no ventilation in said house. Bars. So, I couldn't smoke. I had to do so outside. And, it was really rough, y'all. I was doing it outside in a broken down whip in the winter with breathing issues. And the car wasn't turning on, y'all. So, now, It didn't make sense to me at the moment, but what they say,
It didn't
hindsight
make sense to
2020.
his body either. On
Listen,
facts.
I'm gonna drop before this story over. I'm gonna drop another bar to let you know how me and my body get along. All right, let you know about my early grave I'm digging. So, point of this story is.
If we got a shovel, drop that joint.
Ooh. The mistake I repeat is smoking, like chain smoking, y'all. I'm talking about. I would bring the ashtray, the gas, the wraps, all of it coming with me to the whip, y'all. The jacket, the gloves, everything.
And I'm rolling in my gloves.
Hell yeah!
Because by the time I start smoking, I don't want to be trying to fight back my heat from my high.
Yup.
I'm not doing it. I'm
gonna start heat treating my hands, y'all. It'll get bad. So.
Lick something.
And that's not what the fluid is for. So, on that note, I'm smoking in this car, and let's say this goes on for a month. By the end of this month, I no longer just have asthma. I now have, what is it? Asthmatic bronchitis?
Oh my God.
I caught a fucking fusion. I caught a fusion, y'all.
Heard to, what's his name? Go Tanks.
Shout out to Go Tanks. And in the same vein, both of them two small niggas fusing into a stronger small nigga. Asthma attacks your bronchioles, the tubes of your lungs, and bronchitis puts that hell in the chokehold. So, yeah, I got...
Humble
yeah, that's what I cultivated, y'all. That's what I cultivated. And here's why it's a mistake I would repeat. War at the time, funny enough, was... at Basic, I think. Yeah. He was at Basic. And in order to text him, I had to install, like, an app to keep it on the up and up. And as soon as I installed this app, funny how Uncle Sam works, I promise y'all, if I installed this app on a Tuesday at 11 p.m., come Wednesday at 6 a.m., 2 recruiters was texting my line from unknown numbers. Would you like to join up? Hello, this is one was a specialist from the Army. One was a chief officer from the Navy.
The Army...
I'm capping on the chief officer. It was a recruiter.
Say this shit. The Army is modern day slavery. Tell you how. Slavery was a choice. No one likes it. They said it. You think about it. You're mad because you didn't say it first. Let's get back to the Army. You go there. Basic. They train you how to kill niggas. Then they tell you, don't move, stay here, shoot them. You don't like it. Why not? Turn your gun around and shoot them.
They made a movie about that, y'all. It's called Full Metal Jacket. Listen, honestly, the real reason is the drill sergeants be scary, y'all. I ain't gonna
And
cap.
so do the other motherfuckers who feel just like you. But everybody quiet because it's don't ask, don't tell. But if anybody told their neighbor, look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm tired of this shit.
Listen, right?
Turn and look at your neighbor
That's
and say,
bar.
neighbor, get on your shit. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor.
And get on your shit, right?
Because that's some shit they do, right?
Shout out to the NSA, they watching. Drill sergeants will actually tell you the same thing. I once heard a story about a private, if you will. I was about to say cadet. Y'all don't...
that could be nasty if you let it.
Y'all don't at me about my military lingo, okay? Like, I'm not even adjacent. So, there was a private who was essentially humiliating his entire freaking bay, his entire squad, y'all.
Yeah,
it was like a group of 40 niggas there, and everybody was getting pressed by this one person because someone
made the Army look bad.
Someone made the Army look bad, if you will. Ha! Full circle. And he is going, they're lining up, y'all. It's like a locker room situation. He is lining up, punching on people. And if you don't like it, punch him back. After he has punched the 12th person, and not even the 13th, the 14th, like, yo, bro, I see you about to get to 13, don't come to 14. He said, huh? Listen, I ain't saying I do better than 1 through 12, don't pull up on 14.
I'm trying to let you know, if you're not going to skip 12 and get to me, don't get to it, because I'm on there.
And
it's not a warning, it's a message.
Our puncher, if you will, he like, bet. Now, as you go to punch 13,
He a
3.
pussy.
Listen, not 30, facts. 13 about to get punched.
So
Now,
you need to figure out how to deal with 14. But I'm listening.
now the pussy is 3, if you will. Because 3 done snuck off while everybody after him was getting punched, and he went to go find some help, some reinforcements, if you will.
Heard on support.
2 drill
Mental
sergeants
health,
are
we need
summoned. And these drill sergeants are not happy, y'all. The only thing they want to know, they don't give a flying fuck about 1 through 13 being punched in the face. They want to know how 1 through 40, forget 1 through 40, 14 through 40, forget 14, 15 through 40, let 1 through 13 get punched in their face and suppressed by one person. They said, privates, I'm a drill sergeant. I can't suppress 40 people.
Candyland. And number 13 was that 1 in 10,000. The Quinn Dickey did them worse than that.
Listen, what I will say is combatives was a very not fun time for all of our privates after that, because they then had to face bigger fears and their drill sergeants who, with single uppercuts, were giving you airtime. So, if you haven't noticed in my Draga story, which has taken us a little bit over, we're still going to steal some of your time. We got 2 more topics. We're going to squeeze our way in here. My mistake that I will repeat is giving myself the humble hoe of asthmatic bronchitis, because I was able to avoid Uncle Sam and his recruiters. Because when I said I had asthma, that was not enough. They said, well, you can just get a rescue. I said, what if I had asthma and bronchitis? Nobody ever texted me back, y'all.
So on getting in and getting out and always being with Mr. Blackson, because we are forever bonded, long time ago, I felt like I was having an asthma attack. Meaning, my chest was heavy, they kept getting heavier, I kept smoking, I kept living, and I kept noticing shit was different, but I was moving the same.
Ooh.
So what I did was
Me the
something
same thing.
fucking different. Even though I'm insane, I still did something different. Know that if you know things. I went to the doctors. They did a whole bunch of tests until they got to the meat and bones. Those tests was for them letting me walk through. Because if I was a real bitch, I would have made an appointment. They're real bitches, so they charged my insurance company for shit when they knew what the problem was.
From Rip.
Get to the diamond. They put me on an oxygen machine. And what she said to me specifically was, this is a tragic way of living. How have you let yourself become so accustomed to not breathing? It's not until you're on your last breath that we see you. And I told her, and I meant it, and I didn't understand it until today, because I don't see me.
Listen, y'all, full circle. The incident that let me know I had asthmatic bronchitis was my discharge papers, because from Friday to Sunday I had an asthma attack, and because I am such the smart person I am, instead of going to the hospital like Miss Blackson on her last breath, I also waited until my last breath and then some, because I invented new ways to breathe some fucking more. Case in point, do you know the chemical equation for water? H2O. Hydrogen 1, 2 oxygen. Or, since I was being a smartass, it might be 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Let me know. So, on that note, that means when you're drinking water, a little bit of oxygen in there. So, it will help you breathe better as long as you're sipping. You know what I'm saying? Get some water in there. It'll help open up those airways a little bit, just enough to let you think you're breathing.
And roll another Dutch.
Yup.
And on the same but different. I had that thought, but I didn't go with water, because I hate water.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all know what y'all know, y'all know. I went in my bathroom. I turned my shower on as hot as it can go. I didn't get in it, y'all, you nasty little fucks, and I know y'all been looking under my dress. I sat on the edge of the tub, and I took in all that steam, because steam turned to what?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Water to oxygen and same vein. This is how, listen, to let y'all know just how bad it was, I did the same thing with haws in my mouth. And it got to the point where I was smoking with the haws to combat my situation. And the bathroom I was in, there was also no ventilation. So, here's where it really get bad, y'all, and not seeing yourself. From Friday to Sunday, I was having an asthma attack. This is how bad it was. Every day, by the end of the day, I threw up one time, all water. Until I got to the hospital on Sunday, and I spent 3 hours in there on an oxygen machine and taking medicine to clear out all the gunk in my lungs. And even then, after the 3 hours, I had only been restored to 30%.
Crazy part about it is, I was on a solid 7 when I got there. I left on the 12. She said, you need another hour. I said, you need Popeyes. It ain't here, it's down the street. If you think I didn't go get me some boneless chicken, you gave me enough energy to eat, smoke, and realize it's me fucking with me. Get it together, girl.
You know what? We the same person. I don't like this. So I caught my Uber to the Poppy store so I could get my food and catch the bus back to my couch. The bus hold me. I chased the bus. I went from 30 to 10.
Yo, and on that 10%, we have been 10% on bullshit all pod. What's the other 2 topics? Because I'm going to tell you right now, my bitch is in the car. Sleep.
Ooh.
She told me she needed an hour to get her shit together because I've been on bullshit since Tuesday. My days run together. So I'm like a fifth of Bacardi in. You feel me?
Second topic, most embarrassing fear. I'm just going to let you know a quick one, y'all. This has always stuck with me. I don't know. I think it's because I don't like drawing attention to myself. Otherwise, this fear doesn't really make sense. Y'all who also have this fear, y'all let me know y'all insight on it because I've heard it said before. I don't like, my biggest fear is taking too much time at the register. From the point I am handed my change to the point it has entered my wallet, I am deathly scared of someone saying something and the interaction that will come after that. Because I promise you, the character I'm going to be in is going to be crazy.
Y'all can probably guess my fear, but fuck it, I'll tell y'all anyway. My most embarrassing fear is that I die and my hair not done. Because you see me, I'm tight. Even if I'm wearing nothing, they still cool with that. But if your hair fucked up, that's something they're going to talk about. So I have something called a sleep wig. Some bitches wear scarves. I'm not regular. I don't wear no scarves. Shout out to Plies. What I do is, I take off whatever wig I have on. I put it on a nice, pretty little mannequin after I mousse it and wash it and brush it. I don't wash it, I brush it. It just came out naturally. Anyway, after that, I get a wig from maybe 2-3 weeks ago that wasn't fucked up, but I'm not a bum bitch, so you're not going to see me like them 56th Street Johns. I said what I said, and I put that on. And after I look at myself and say, damn, this is even better than some of people new wigs, I look at myself and say, if they catch me tonight, it won't be slipping. It'll be stiff though, just like they'll be when they think about nobody watching them with their body. You hear me? Necrophiliac. Drop that in the chat.
Don't. Listen, y'all. Don't sell snitch. All y'all necros, don't do it. Don't do it. If y'all watching, keep it quiet. Keep it quiet. That's, yeah. How about that be y'all most embarrassing fear? Exposing yourself in a YouTube comment section because somebody told you to. How about that?
Please stop playing with me. Please stop playing with me. Yo, if you drop in the comment you a necro, I'll let y'all know how I'm a pyro.
Listen, I let y'all know that for free. Please don't get debated out here in these streets, y'all. You know what? You know what, right? You listen. Listen. Dropping you're a necro in the comment section is like being in the headlines for trying to be the first person to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. And yes, I just shot what y'all think I shot. So,
do y'all think I could do it?
Listen, right? Listen. This is about to get real divisive here on the Cancel Podcast. And mainly because of y'all. We don't give a fuck about y'all. We don't. We don't give a fuck about your opinion or the controversy.
On my fingers, because it can go with them.
On that note, basically what I'm saying is we don't give a fuck about the discourse because it's all lovely content. Mm-hmm. And you will illuminate it for us, you know what I'm saying? The sides we ain't get to bitch about, you guys will bitch about for us.
You gotta put the menu there. Illumination.
Ooh, facts. So on that note, this is personally how I feel about that record. Personally, I don't care. The only part I do care about is that medically sound? That's all I care about. Like, if you want to break the record, break the record. If you want 1,000 sausages in your taco, get all the beef you want, shorty. You know what I'm saying? It's a free economy. It's a free world. And
So you say it just got to be 24 hours, right?
yeah.
1,000, 24 hours, right? Let me tell y'all what he didn't say. He didn't say you can double down. So I want y'all to think about that. Maybe you take 10, but on 11, you find that,
Listen, right, y'all?
that mamma mia.
Listen, right?
What you do is, you get on that, you go on that, and every time you get on that rainbow, look at Meek Mill's Dangerous, then you put a check mark or a tally mark because you have fucked yet again.
Listen, right? Let's flip the script. Let's play devil's
And the
advocate real
sausage
quick.
is different. Because when it wasn't there the first time, it ain't no shit. When it wasn't there the second time, I was trying to figure out if he knew what he thought he figured out. The third time, he was on bullshit. Every time it's a different sausage, baby.
Listen, right? On whichever sausage catches your eye, devil's advocate, right? Let's talk about this from the man's perspective. At what point in the line of 1,000 men is enough? Because I seen some footage Shorty was posting on TikTok. Yes, you heard me. And if it wasn't TikTok, post a social media platform that wasn't OnlyFans where she posted it. So, on that note, what I seen was a bunch of men, young and old, and fucking boxers, socks, some without socks, some with shirts, some without shirts. Of course, nobody was exposing their face because, listen, whatever. Whatever, y'all. They was just there to live their fantasy. One nigga in the cam said, if my father saw me, he'd kick me out. He lived with that nut. The things we do.
And he was talking about Jesus.
Yes, he was. That was a double entendre, y'all. That was a triple entendre because it's a couple spirits that man was combating. So on that note, in this line that wraps around a high school, I can guarantee it. My high school had 4,000 people. A fourth of my high school was inside her walls. That's neither here nor there. However,
Shout out to contractors.
Sturdo's sturdy. However, had to be sturdy. However, at what point in this line of debauchery, boxers, boxer straps, socks, no socks, do you come to the realization this is cursed?
And I'm going to tell you another realization that you need to come to. If you a bitch who doing what you got to do to survive, let me put you on 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only doing that because that's the same math you need to get to 1,000. If you know, you know. If you really got to take these 1,000 dicks, whether it be to go viral, whether it be to prove a point, whatever, you got to do it. You said you're going to do it, stand on it, sit on it, however you want. Make sure it's a foreigner, a white man, and an old nigga. Because 1,000 turn to 100 real quick when it takes 2 minutes.
Unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, this is where it really gets bad for our society, and I guess the listen, how she make her industry look bad, y'all? Her promo was, "I'm looking for barely legal penis."
It's
Yes, y'all.
barely legal that she fucked that many niggas, so I think she was still on brand.
Listen,
Like,
right?
That shit is so hate. That was a hate crime.
Yo.
The way she took that many dicks in that small amount of time was a hate crime, my guy.
And you know it was a hate
And tag
crime.
on the attachment.
And you know it was a hate crime, y'all, because she didn't get paid for it, because apparently she must have stayed true to her claim, because OnlyFans released a statement they couldn't verify how many people were of age, so they took it down.
And I'm going to tell you what else OnlyFans did. They got with their lawyers, and they found out how long they had to eat off of that.
Yes,
Before they had to put it to bed.
Yes,
'Cause when you
sir,
get a
'cause it was
good
up
meal,
first.
you sleep better.
Oh, and boy, was people being put to sleep. Careers. Because, listen, y'all.
My mom career got put to sleep as a fucking active member of society. Because if you birthed a bitch like that, Get the fuck on.
Listen, the shorty who did 100 before her mom is her freaking money manager.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Shit, dark out here.
And it's so dark, I can't even turn on the lights to show you where my lips is and make them move. I'll never tell.
Listen, and so, on that note, y'all, and listen, we got off topic again, so...
Yo, drop a counter for how many times we said we was going to go to topic 2 and never got there.
Yo. So my second embarrassing fear, and this is why it's so embarrassing because it's happened to me before, and I can't remember. This is how you know shit really get embarrassing, when your mind starts protecting you itself. Anytime you can vaguely be certain, listen to what I'm saying. You are vaguely certain. Do you hear the paradox? Anytime you are vaguely certain of a memory, and the more you try and break into it, that shit just swoop.
Gaslighting.
Yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's repressed or gaslighting. Listen, whoever I am in your story.
If you're a fucking master of your craft, you'll call it repressed when you gaslighting.
And whichever man I am in your story, you let me know and drop my royalties. You know what I'm saying? I gotta
drop
get paid.
your number too, because I got 5 niggas that's trying to see what's up. If you can get to that 1,000. You feel me?
That's the
They
bars.
want to be your only fan, baby.
But they sure as hell not gonna be paying. And on that note,
but you will.
peeing myself in public, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. That's one of my most embarrassing Johns. I think I did it in my adult life. Like in the last 3 years, at some point, it happened somewhere. I think it was in a poppy store or something, y'all. Like I was holding it too long. Like I'm waiting to pay. This nigga taking too long. I'm like, I can make it to an alley if I pay him right now. Right now.
I pulled that shit out of the pistol on the counter.
Listen, a little dribbled down my leg and I had to leave.
I
Today,
put
I don't know
my
if
third leg up with my second one and told that bitch, you did this.
Yo, I looked at the camera today. I don't know if I left the puddle or not, y'all. I just felt a little dribble and I got the fuck up out of there.
I leave a puddle every time and then I get the fuck up out of there. You hear me? I'm just trying to keep us from getting canceled.
Yo.
Sex sells.
It does. Yo, I'm not gonna get off topic again. Because Mahelia is spitting. She be dropping bars. And for y'all who know the tirade I was about to freaking go on, drop it in the comments. But this is all I will say. What does your vagina have to do with cologne? What are we selling?
I'm going to tell you right now. If you come to a bitch like me, I will not tell you because this sauce ain't free. It is free, but it ain't easy. What I will tell you is, I have 10 different things that can apply to. Hop in the Patreon, and I'll give you the info.
Ooh.
Holla at me on Us Just Being Us in my DMs, and I'll let you know how you can just be you doing just that.
Listen, I said it once, I'll say it again. She speak with the best of them. And so, we'll transition into
that
our
means
third
sliders
topic.
too.
Romance is great, but have you ever ... Listen, y'all. As someone who has been in a love triangle, a love octangle, a love hexagon, a love fuckfest, romance is definitely superb, but
drop in the comments if you got money for us to trademark Love Hexagon. Drop in the comments if you a piece of shit and you just want to do it by yourself.
Facts. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'll take the stereotype first. Nothing beats a good L, especially when you got some good food.
Ooh. Yo, it could apply if you let it. Romance is good, but ... Nothing beats a good L. And how did you finish that?
And some good food.
So, my guy, have you ever heard of an emotional eater? Romance is good, but ... If you take an L on romance, go get some good food. Then it'll be alright.
That's a bar.
And you did that.
Thank you.
How long is this?
Alright, listen, y'all. I need to know should we be moving the healthy route with this topic, or should we be in all chaos like we was for the last 50 minutes of this supposed 30-minute flick? You know what I'm saying?
Shit, let's go back to toxicity, because I got about 6 minutes to get out to my bitch, because she woke up 30 minutes ago, but she's not going to hit me until 59, because she petty little bell, and she knows she said an hour. So, on me, romance is good, but ... being a nasty, trifling, everything he ever thought he would never had type of nigga, and he never thought he would fuck a nigga, that's bad. I love to look a nigga in the eyes and say I'm my daddy's son, and they love they fucked a nigga.
Listen, right? First off, right? Y'all in the comments who that spoke to, don't out yourselves either. I'm looking out for y'all. I promise you, here at Cancel Law, one of the laws, let's call it law number 3. We look out for y'all. So, some vice versa and shit, you know what I'm saying? If the shit get crazy, drop a timestamp. I promise I'll come through it. So, on that note, not to jump waist deep in this toxicity, but since the layup was given for me, romance is great, but have you ever tried the delicious side piece? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we was just describing.
Variety is the spice of life.
Listen.
That's why hers got the bold mix.
The John who hit you up like, if you not here in an hour, I'm going to tell your wife.
That's toxic, but that ain't where I'm at. I'm on all bullshit. That's 3 lights past topic and then go left. You hear me? I'm the type of bitch that call you like, after you know you did wrong and you waiting for me to blow up,
Ooh.
That line chime like, hey daddy, what you doing? Now you threw the fuck off, cause you wondering where the dragon at. I ain't even get to the dining yet. Nothing. Try to come see you. Where you at? Outside. Look out your fucking window. Let me give you a secret. Don't be there. Because I don't care what the courts tell you, you can't strike that from the record. But for the rest of his fucking life, when he look out his window, he gonna wonder.
Oh, yeah.
Shot collar.
And on that note, we'll wrap it up. I'll give a preview because, 1, we're going to watch in part 2. It was the original 3rd. I forgot. It was the pettiest thing you've done to make a point.
After I was not outside, I let him feel his feeling. Then I pulled up, fucked him dumb, and put him on the block list. He's looking out the window. Petty. Because it was so much easier to just pull up, right?
Listen, I'm going to have to drop mine. You know what? I'm going to add a segment in editing where I drop mine, because the way I live my life, so toxic, like toxicity flowing through my veins, what I have to do right now is select my least toxic to air out. So on that note, it has been Canceled Law. We're the Black Sense. We got black behind us, and you guys been great.
But I'm better.
Always.